Hey, welcome back. It is day 16 of the 21-day challenge. We're getting close to the end of it. I'm feeling good. You should be feeling good. What are your thoughts on the diet so far? Hopefully you're doing well. I'm guessing you are if you're sticking with what I'm telling you and actually eating the keto foods and staying away from carbs. I hope you are logging your foods because that's what I'm going to talk about at the end of this video, is talking about macros again. I feel like you can't talk enough about macros, to be honest with you, because we all don't understand them the way we should. I'm not going to get super deep into it, but I'm going to talk about why you should be logging what you're eating. This morning I went to the gym. I went hard in there. I think I probably pushed myself a little bit too far. I didn't get injured. It zapped me, and I kind of stuck with that all day long. For breakfast, I did have my keto coffee like I normally do. I added 1/4 of a scoop of keto feed, just to bump my proteins up. I was trying to keep my proteins in mind whenever I did this. I had 2 eggs, 2 pieces of bacon. I did have a snack today. I had one of my no-bake cookies, as you can see there. They were just still in the freezer. I actually put them in a bag shortly after that. I totally forgot about them. For lunch, I had a hamburger with cheese on it. As you can see, that little package there to the left is what I used. It was frozen. I just put it on medium heat for about 5 minutes on one side, 5 minutes on the other side, and then cook it like you normally would cook it. That way it goes from being frozen to being, frying up in the pan. I do not like using the microwave to de-thaw things. Also had about 50 grams of broccoli. I had a couple tablespoons of ranch. Also had a Propel with that. I don't think I put the Propel on the video, but I told you. Dinner was just some chicken I made last night. I actually made 2 breasts, and then that way I didn't have to cook anything for Friday night because it's Friday night. I had 4 ounces of that chicken, 4 sticks of celery, a couple tablespoons of ranch, and I had that 1 egg. I was still hungry after dinner, which kind of sucks. Looking back, I wish I had made some different choices, but I had only logged my breakfast for today, nothing else. So I kind of just made that keto hot chocolate without even thinking about it or doing my macros first. I wish I had, and this is why I'm going to go to that. For the hot cocoa, or the hot fat drink, whatever you want to call it, I did use the keto feed again. I did 1 tablespoon of butter, 1 tablespoon of coconut oil, and 1 tablespoon of heavy whipping cream. I finally added up on my macros, and I was a little disappointed in myself because I think yesterday I was telling you about how I want to restrict my calories to about 2,000. I want my protein to be at least 100, and I wanted to keep my fats under 200 if possible. I think I said 180, but if you're doubling your fat from your protein intake, it's not going to hurt you that much as long as your fat's not like stupid high. With protein, we did 122 grams. The carbs were 21 grams, and the fat was 198 grams. So, if I was looking at these numbers, my fat is a little high, judged on what I'm trying to do, because we're doing a macro restriction. We'll get back to that at the end of this here. The carbohydrates was 3% of my diet, 76% was fat, and 20% was protein. Those numbers are totally fine, as well as the numbers above. But that's where I'm going to get into tracking your macros and talking about what we're doing with our macros at this current time. My calories came out to be 2,336. In my eyes, if I would have gotten 2,036, I wouldn't even worry about it, but it was 336. So I have to take those 300 calories that I had over and try to figure out where I can fix it. If you're not logging what you're eating, how are you going to fix this? You wouldn't even know that you're over your calories. I thought I was under, to tell you the truth, but then I started adding everything up, and I had already had all the stuff that I added up. So there was no going backwards, if you know what I mean. I looked, and I seen that the protein powder had quite a bit. An egg has around 78 calories. I could have ate less ranch because I had 4 tablespoons, and I could have easily just had 2 tablespoons. I could have had less bacon. I could have skipped the coconut oil or the butter, or the heavy whipping cream on any of my fat drinks, the one I had this morning and the one I had tonight. So if you see what I'm saying, if you'll go through your list of things that you've tracked, you can figure out how to fix your macros. I'm not saying you need to have a fixed macro set, but if you're not seeing results, this is where you're going to have to fix it. Same thing goes for any other diet. It doesn't matter what diet you're doing, if you will track your macros and just see where they are and see what progress you get from restricting your macros, there's going to be a huge difference. Just like if you're getting too much protein, you can figure out where all that protein was coming from, or carbohydrates or the fats. You can figure out where each one of these are coming from. I just specifically looked at calories. I didn't look at anything else other than what it was. I could have easily not had an egg with dinner. I could have easily not put coconut oil in either one of my drinks. I could have easily just had, 2 pieces of bacon this morning, there's so many things that could be changed and small adjustments. I mean, 2 things omitted from my diet today, I would have been at 2,000 calories. So I easily messed it up by doing 2 small things that was unnecessary. Did they make me feel more full? I don't know. It's debatable. But either way, that's what I want you to do, is start looking at your macros and try to fix your macros. Put them into like I said, I took 14 days and then got the average, and I started thinking about it. Where should I be? Where should I not be? What are my goals? My goals is, I want my muscles to stay the same size that they are, possibly get bigger, but also lose weight. It's really hard to gain muscle and lose weight at the same time. Technically, it's impossible. With keto, it is possible. I don't care what anybody says. But anyway, those are my macro restrictions. You do not have to do those. It's just simply something I'm doing for 7 days to see where we're at on, the scales. That way, when we weigh in Thursday, doing a macro restriction help us? That's what I wanted to prove. Bad thing is I scratched on today. So I'm going to start back tomorrow with the same plan. I'm going to weigh in the morning, and then I'm going to start back tomorrow with the same plan. That way we can judge it, because I want to do 7 days without just staying in those macro restrictions and see where it gets me. Either way, I might not be able to upload a video tomorrow because I'll be staying at my grandma's house. I will shoot video of what I'm doing and an ending video like this, as well as Sunday. So if I don't upload tomorrow, you know why now. But until then, my advice to you is track your foods. Pretty simple. See you tomorrow. Keep it keto.